3i Atlas. It's freaking weird, man. Whoa, man. Hey, everybody. Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? Got my quad shot. Actually, it's only a triple shot. I was hoping for 4 shots, but this is a triple shot latte. Lots of caffeine. So and I needed the caffeine. Do you know why I needed the caffeine? Because I watched the entire presentation directly from NASA's website, or actually directly from their YouTube channel. And you probably needed coffee too to make it through the hour webinar. Like we were hoping we had our fingers crossed. We had our organic popcorn, our favorite beverage. We were ready to go. And then the presentation started, and talk about being hypnotized. Like I was like, wait a second, I got to snap myself out of, no keywords. But anyway, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the information that they gave out. And there's actually stuff that they didn't share that is now available of 3i Atlas, which I want to share with you now. So we've got several images that were not given out during the hour-long presentation. It felt like 8 hours, and it was an hour. Sorry. I mean, I wanted to love it. But anyway, so let's get into this. And how the heck are you? Thank you very much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's been a beautiful day out here in Southern Colorado, but last I checked, it was full. If you were thinking about moving out here, I don't think there's any availability left. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. Even if you're really cool. Okay. If you're really cool, then we can talk later. But this is the image that everybody was waiting for. They're like, oh, the HiRISE image. It's going to be amazing. This is it. This is the HiRISE image that they shared with us. So the first thing that I thought of was, where's the beef? Remember that Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? Where's the beef on this? Hey, Karen, how you doing? Good to see you. This right here is NASA's budget. NASA, their budget was approximately $25 billion in 2024. They're going to ask for $25.4 billion this year, and it looks like there's going to be a reduction less than $20 billion next year. So they're going to, like trim the fat. But I wasn't the only one to think, where's the beef? Even Professor Loeb, he watched the webinar, and then he wrote immediately after, there is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. NASA's press conference on 3i Atlas. We're going to go back to that in a minute. Also, I got a ton of new photos that I don't think any of you have seen yet, because if you watched the webinar, they only shared a few of the new images with us, and we've got more. But wait, there's more. This is from Ray's Astrophotography. Ray's Astrophotography, he actually has captured 3i Atlas with his own personal telescope, and here it is. It looks like a fairly decent image. You want to see an even better image? Check this one out. This one was from a Celestron Edge HD 800 captured in New Mexico with 24 different exposures, 60 seconds each, and it's an 8-inch telescope, folks. I have the same quality telescope here at my house. So if somebody wants to help me get this thing tracked properly, let's go. Let's live stream it with the world. This was taken from a telescope that costs brand new about $1,700. So you can pick up this telescope for about $1,700, add a few $100s worth of accessories to it, and for under $3,000, and with some know-how, you too could potentially capture images like this. But we have to rely on NASA, $25 billion a year, to share with us images like this. Thanks, NASA. Great job. I'm really impressed. All right, I'm being a little bit facetious, but I'm just saying, where's the beef? We want more. For the kind of money that you're funded, you should definitely give us more. And like, I appreciate during the webinar, I appreciate you sharing with us what a comet is and how 3i Atlas is showing all the signs of a typical comet, and saying that you appreciate the alien theories and you love that because that makes people think about space. You're trying to be hip. You're trying to be cool. I get that. I appreciate that. But come on. Come on. Now, First of all, why don't you present some other information like the 12 anomalies that Professor Loeb has shared with his theories and ideas and possibilities? Why don't we look at the anomalies that have been presented instead of just whitewashing it all and saying, oh, it's totally normal. It's totally a normal comet. Yep, we see it's a comet. Yep, here's a fuzzy photo from the HiRISE camera that, like, just the HiRISE program. Do you know how expensive the HiRISE program is? Check this out. The High Resolution Imaging Science Experiment, the HiRISE camera, in collaboration with the University of Arizona, the HiRISE camera cost $40 million to build. The rover, $2.7 billion, with all the money that they've put into that for that program. The sample returns $10.9 billion, according to the data here, which could be wrong. But this is the kind of money that NASA's getting, and this is the kind of image that we get in their seminar. So I'm a little disappointed. Now, what they didn't show in the seminar, I'm going to show to you now, because this was all uploaded today. This is all hot off the press. This right here, this is from the Psyche spacecraft. The Psyche spacecraft, the Psyche mission, acquired 4 observations of interstellar comet 3I Atlas over the course of 8 hours, September 8th and 9th, 2025. When the comet was about 33 million, when it was about 33 million miles away from the spacecraft. Come on. 33 million miles away, 33 billion tons, 33 gigawatts of power. We write 33-page essays, 3I. It's amazing. All of the numerology involved there. I mean, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But the data captured by Psyche's multispectral imager is helping astronomers both refine the trajectory of 3I Atlas and learn more about the faint coma or cloud of gas surrounding its nucleus. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's amazing. Let's look at this. This was seen from the stereo A. See it right in there. This is the stereo A, 2 seconds, 350 by 350 pixels. Little better. Then we've got this one. This image shows a fuzzy orb in the center, traveling through our solar system at 130,000 miles per hour. 3I Atlas was made visible by using a series of colorized stacked images from September 11th through the 25th using the heliocentric imager H1 instrument, H1 instrument, which is a visible light imager of the Stereo A Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory spacecraft. The colorization was applied to differentiate the image from other observing spacecraft images. Okay. What do we got here? This is Lucy. Lucy's orbit diagram with Comet. So this is showing the relative positions of the spacecraft Lucy as it examines the interstellar comet 3I Atlas. Lucy, 3I Atlas, okay. What you're looking at right here is imagery of 3I Atlas from Lucy. And this is showing the interstellar comet circled in the center as seen by the LORRI panchromatic or black and white imager on NASA's Lucy spacecraft. This image was made by stacking a series of images taken on September 16th, 2025, as the comet was zooming towards Mars. Lucy was 240 million miles away from 3I Atlas at the time, making its way to explore 8 asteroids that share an orbit with Jupiter. The LORRI imager captured the comet's coma, the fuzzy halo of gas and dust surrounding 3I Atlas above, and its tail a smudge of gas flowing to the right of the comet. This image spans about 3 arc minutes of sky, or roughly 1/3 the width of the moon, the full moon. The solar system north is up. Okay, so we go back to this image from Ray's astrophotography. And I made sure to subscribe. He's getting lots of views right now. Like, check this out. 2 days ago, he uploaded this, 355,000 views. That's what I'm talking about, Ray. Keep up the great work, man. Now, it is common, though, for a comet to spin. Just so you know, it's totally normal for a comet to spin. So you're taking photos of it spinning. That's normal. That's natural. That's good. That means that you've got something. But my friend Brian from Visual Disturbance, I did a video with him today, and he took this image. And I don't know if it was him personally that took the image and adjusted the coloring and the sharpness and such in the contrast a bit, but somebody did. Somebody took this image and adjusted it, and it looks like there's 5 orbs, 4 down, like 4 in the lower part. Like imagine there's an egg in between my 4 fingers here. An egg inside would be 3i Atlas and the Coma, and then the 4 orbs would be outside of it, and then there's a 5th orb right there. That is what I thought of when I saw that. I didn't think they were individual orbs. What I thought of as some type of outgassing or some type of plasma interference or electrical discharges that are coming out of 3i Atlas. Because when you look at some of the other imaging, for example, let's see, like the ESA 3i Atlas, ESA 3i. Let's pull this up. I'm going to show this to you real quick. All right. And China picked up similar, the China Taiwan or Taiwan or I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I apologize, but they picked up something similar. So if you look and you zoom in on this, you see how it looks like there's structures. Oh, my camera's froze. Oh, well. All right. So can you guys, and y'all hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay, please, because my video froze up. Sorry about that. Okay, well, I'm gonna hope 10-4. We're good. All right. So you can like look at it carefully, and you can see it appears that there's some type of structures that are coming out of the object. And when I saw this, I said, well, the reason it looks like that is because most likely something is outgassing or protruding outside of this object, which is making it look like that there's straight lines and straight structures. But because of the pixelization and the quality of the imaging, it's most likely just technological inconsistencies. It doesn't have the ability to capture this in high resolution. So it looks like a solid object with some type of arms protruding, like artificial. This, when we cross-reference this with Ray's astrophotography image right here, it does, especially when you adjust the coloring on this and you see what looks like several orbs around it, it's like, wow, okay, maybe they're both capturing the same thing, some type of interference around this object. And I'm absolutely not going to say that I'm 100% convinced it's natural, because I'm not, but I'm definitely not convinced it's artificial either. We just need more data. We need more input, but we're cross-referencing amateur astronomers with what the experts are showing us, and we're getting some pretty good data here. So let's go to, where are we at? Right? Yeah, let's go to the next one. This was taken from Punch. These combined images from the Punch mission collected September 20th to October 3rd, when the comet was about 231 million to 235 million miles from Earth. Its tail appears as a short elongation to the right. Stars appear as streaks in the background. So this is another image that is hot off the press. This was just released today. And this wasn't, I didn't see this in the hour-long webinar that they put together that I had to continue to snap myself out of a hypnotic trance. It's like, wow, sorry. It was just so boring. You could have added something to it to make it a little more exciting, but I know y'all tried. So I love you for that. And I respect you for that. I know you're trying. Like, I don't think the people that were actually given the information are hiding anything. I think the people that were designated to give this information about 3i Atlas during this NASA webinar, they were hand chosen because they were, they thought that they would be the best people to describe this object. But I think that they're missing a large part and a huge part of what people want to know. Like, instead of just saying what everybody already knows about a comet, could you please explain to us the anomalies and how you look at these anomalies and say they are not anomalous and they're all absolutely normal, and what we see with typical comets, because they're not. They're not. But this is the MAVEN. This is new. This is an ultraviolet image composite of the hydrogen atoms surrounding Comet 3i Atlas, which would be the small one right there to the left. I think the one to the right is actually Mars. This is just showing ultraviolet composite of the hydrogen atoms that are actually surrounding the object. The third interstellar object ever detected by astronomers as it passes through our solar system. They did show this in the hour webinar. This image was taken September 28th, just days before the comet's closest approach to Mars by an instrument on NASA's MAVEN spacecraft, which has been studying Mars from orbit since 2014. The instrument, the imaging ultraviolet spectrograph, that's what I was trying to say today, and I was adding extra. It's just a spectrograph. It's easy to say. Takes pictures in the ultraviolet part of the spectrum to reveal the chemical composition of objects. The image shows hydrogen emitted from different sources. The comet, the dim spot on the far left, like I just showed you and mentioned a moment ago. Hydrogen from Mars, which is the bright emission on the right. That's the far right there. And hydrogen flowing through our solar system between the planets. Hence, the dim emission in the middle. MAVEN's spectrograph distinguished the comet's hydrogen from the interplanetary and Martian hydrogen using a special mode to separate each source by its speed. Hydrogen emission from the comet is confined to the location of the comet on the sky, which is why it is small and round instead of extended. All right. So that's interesting. This is the one that actually breaks it all down so you can see. This is the one they showed in the presentation. So Comet, 3i Atlas to the left, and then Mars to the right. And this is showing the speed relative to Mars. So where's the beef? We need more beef. Give us the beef. This is the punch mission observing 3i Atlas. This is an MP4 that's 5 seconds. So let's play this. You can see it rotate. I wonder what's that, what it passes there. Something like, what is that? It looks like Pac-Man. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Sorry. I'm working on it. So that's a 5 second. I wonder if they got any more data on that. I'd like to know more about this. We'll get back to you on that. These are combined images. This movie shows Punch's observations of Comet 3i Atlas from September 28th to October 10th, when the comet was between 231 and 235 million miles from Earth. Each frame is daily stacked image made up of multiple observations taken of the comet on each day. Stars create streaks of light in the background as the comet moves across the sky. The bright object that appears near the comet in a couple of frames is the planet Mars. Okay, so it wasn't Pac-Man, it was Mars. That makes more sense. Although Mars looks like Pac-Man if you look at it from the front. I mean, I'm just saying. We're on to something. Now, these are the images from the HiRISE camera that everybody was excited to see that was following 3i Atlas. I'm not as excited now as I was before. I thought we were going to see some better imaging, but this is what you get. Here you go. Now, how do they call this high-resolution imaging? The high-resolution imaging science experiment camera aboard NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter captured this image of interstellar comet 3i Atlas October 2nd, 2025. At the time it was imaged, the comet was about 0.2 astronomical units from the spacecraft. That's still about 19 million miles away. So this is the first one. And then this is the second one. Showing the comet trajectory and then mileage, distance, size. This is the Perseverance Mars rover observing 3i Atlas. Where is it? Seen as a faint smudge. This one's even fainter. I think it's down here. No, where's it at? This one's tough. Yeah, this one is not very impressive. Where are you? It's like, where's Waldo? Huh. Maybe I can get a better one on that. Oh, right here. Okay, there it is. See this little smudge? This smudge looks different than this smudge and looks about the same as this smudge, but we can tell where this smudge is, that it's not just that smudge. It's a smudge of 3i Atlas. Isn't that amazing? Come on. All right, so now let's go up to some more images that we have of. That was my gladiator barley. Even my gladiator barley's laughing. I know, it's crazy. All right, the next image we're going to look at here is from MAVEN. This is from MAVEN, showing the halo of gas and dust, or the coma, which surrounds Comet 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected by astronomers. This image was taken October 9th by an instrument on board NASA's MAVEN spacecraft, which has been studying Mars from its orbit since 2014. The instrument that images ultraviolet spectrograph takes pictures in the ultraviolet part of the spectrum to reveal the chemical composition of objects. The center of the image has the brightest pixel, indicating where the comet is. Right there. It's that one pixel right there. The next brightest shades in the image indicate areas where the instrument detected atoms of hydrogen coming from the comet. This hydrogen is released when sunlight heats the comet, causing the water ice to turn directly into vapor. Once released into space, the water molecules break apart into oxygen and hydrogen atoms. All right. So this is just showing the size and the distance. It's 35 million miles from Mars, 142 million from the sun. This is from SOHO. Observed October 15th through the 26th. The comet appears as a slight brightening in the center of the image. See that right there? Okay. And then this guy. Let's go back to Professor Loeb's thoughts on this. I think this is pretty cool. So this is from Professor Loeb's Medium page. You can just click the follow, and then you'll get emails when he does new Medium articles. And what you're looking at right here is the HiRISE image from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, a spatial resolution of 30 kilometers per pixel. And due to spacecraft jitters and motion during the observation period, the light of 3I Atlas is smeared by several pixels. The directions of the sun and 3I Atlas motion are indicated by arrows. So there's the comet vector, and there's the sun heading that way. Let's see what Professor Loeb has to say about this. NASA broadcasted a press conference here in which new data on the interstellar object 3I Atlas was shared for the first time after the U.S. government shutdown. An hour earlier, I was asked by a reporter what I expect from the press conference, and I replied, I do not expect big news. NASA will repeat the official mantra that 3I Atlas is a natural comet and that they were unable to process the data until the week because of the government shutdown. Both boring messages, and the HiRISE image will probably show a fuzzy ball of light like the Hubble image here, but I hope to be surprised. I was not surprised. There was no big news. NASA repeated the official mantra that 3I Atlas is a natural comet, a dirty ice ball traveling through space at 130,000 miles an hour, and they were unable to process the data until recently because of the government shutdown. The images taken by the HiRISE camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter are available, which I just showed you, showing a fuzzy ball of light, and the image features a spatial resolution of 30 kilometers per pixel at 3I Atlas distance of about 30 million kilometers. Due to spacecraft jitter during the observation period, as I just said, the light from 3I Atlas is smeared by several pixels. And then he goes on to say, in the coming days, I will analyze this data quantitatively to extract the most important information out of it. So, yeah, definitely a bit of a letdown on this, but at least we got something. At least we got page. Yeah. So I thought that this background would be perfect. You know, falling steak falling from the sky, meat, rain. Did you hear about that? The incident where there was meat rain that fell from the sky. Somebody says, then somebody asked, what's the chance that the 1977 WOW signal came from 3I Atlas? He should have said 0 chance, as it was already in our solar system. Then maybe Atlantis spoke to them before. It was within 9 degrees of that signal, but that's, you know, that's not absolute that 3i Atlas sent the signal or it came from the same place, because to be within 9 degrees, there's space is big, and 9 degrees is a large area of space. The gentleman who went to at least one of the, oh yeah. So I actually had a chance to speak with the last surviving member of Operation High Jump. And he was 103 when I had a chance to talk with him. Just a wonderful man, wonderful human being. He knew Admiral Byrd personally. He had gone to Antarctica several times. He even went in the late 30s on a sailboat. This gentleman, what was this gentleman's name? Dang it, I'm forgetting his name real quick. Last surviving member of Operation High Jump. I think it's Robert Johnson. That's right. Robert Johnson. You can see that on my Patreon page. I've got that on Patreon. I actually spoke with Robert Johnson about his experience with Operation High Jump, his experiences in Antarctica, and what he saw out there. And it was a really good discussion. So you should definitely jump on and listen to that if you get a chance. Yeah, 103. He passed, I think, about 6 to 9 months after I had a chance to speak with him. I feel so blessed and so thankful and grateful that we had a chance to talk. Such a nice guy, and his wife, super nice, beautiful lady. They're beautiful souls. So yeah, really, really cool. Michelle, I knew you were going to say that. Atlantis, no coincidences. It was a Freudian slip. Atlantis used to be under the ice of Antarctica. Science wiggles. I like that. Yeah, that was one of the parts in the hour-long webinar that NASA gave, where they were giving their explanations of a comet. They gave the most traditional and plain vanilla story you're going to get about what a comet is. And then one of the gentlemen that was discussing what a comet is and was looking at one of the images, he started saying, and then we have wiggles over here and wiggles over there, and we all started wiggling. And so I like that. My new phrase now, when somebody says something paranormal or alien, obviously gets covered up as science wiggles. Yeah, I like that. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Thank you, Jay. Much appreciated. Yeah, Robert Johnson. What a nice guy, man. Super cool guy. Yeah. And I want to thank the person that actually got me his number. So this person sent me his number, and then like the person that sent me his number started sending me all these demands and stuff. And I was like, wait a second, buddy. I appreciate you sending me his number, and I'm doing what I can here for information to be sent out to the public. But it got kind of weird after that. But still, much appreciated. Thank you for sending me his email. Yeah, so this is the guy that I talked to, though. Let me show you. Let me pull it up here real quick. It's right here. This gentleman, Chief Robert Johnson. This video is a few years old. When I talked to him, he was 103. But super nice guy, as smart as a tat. He was on it. He was hard of hearing, but he was super quick and ready to. I had a great conversation with him. Oh, Bob Fletcher. Yeah, Bob. I did a great interview with Bob like 10 years ago. That was a good show. It was a good presentation or podcast for sure. What else we got? Yeah, 103. See if you got any questions or anything. I like this. I'm not worried about Pac-Man as much as Mrs. Pac-Man. Yeah, you got that right, buddy. You got that right. Yeah, well, thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. I hope you have a beautiful evening. And, oh, wow, somebody said, just joined. What's this all about? Well, you want to hit the rewind button because we just went over a whole bunch of new images that NASA quietly uploaded on their website after they did the hour-long kind of nothing burger presentation. They do an hour-long nothing burger presentation, show a few fuzzy photos, but while they do that, they upload a whole bunch of new intel on their website on the nasa.gov. So we just went through all of that and looked at all of that. So it was pretty cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. Shondell, thanks, brother. Let's go to the Grand Canyon soon. All right. Go find the Kincaid Cave. Oh, would you do me a huge favor? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure the bell is hit for all notifications. And if you're watching on Rumble, or if you haven't watched us on Rumble, check us out on Rumble also. It'll take you 90 seconds to subscribe. It's totally free. And if you would please leave a comment on the live stream, hit the thumbs up for me. That would be much appreciated. And thank you very much. Much love. Nanu, nanu.